SSIS. Basically, why we use the OLDB command and what is the necessary for that. And so in order to use the OLDB command, we'll go with one scenario. So have you seen in the previous T-SQL test 3, we implemented one thing in the store procedure, like how we pass one record to the store procedure. If that record is there in the table, you are going to update that all other columns. If the record is not there, you are going to insert. So you are going to insert the data if the record is not there in the table. How you are going to check? You are going to check based on the primary key. Like ID is a primary key, so you are going to check on the ID. Now the same way, what is my scenario is that, so I am having two types of, I am having source, so I am having destination. So what is my scenario is that I will be getting data from the source, and what I will do, I'll look up that records whether that record is there in the destination or not. So after that I'll get all the records. So based on that, I'll use some conditions here. So based on the condition, if the record is there, then I'll update it. If the record is not there, then I'll insert it. This all we are going to do by using SSIS. So in order to do this, first we'll go step by step. The first thing is that, see, these both are on different servers. Okay, so this is on the server Badham's MS SQL Server 2012. This is on server and it is on the test database, same test database, but it is on the different server. You can see it here. So I am going to create a table. This is a source server. Okay, I am going to create a table, done. And this window, you can see this window is only on the Badham server. Okay, in this also there is one test database, same database name. So here we are going to create a table EMP destination. Now we'll go step by step. So already I have added a data flow task in the control flow. Now I'll just make load EMP. Now I'll just click this. Now basically we need the source. First thing, we need the source, OLEDB source, and the source is there on Badham's server. Oh, sorry, cancel. So this is a server where we got the source. Okay, I'll click here. So this is a table. When I preview the data, we will be getting two records, done. Columns, go to the columns, you can see the two columns. Okay, now we'll go step by step. I'll name it as SRC and the table name is EMP underscore SRC. Okay, we are done. So after this, how you are going to know whether the record is there in the source or destination or not? So whatever the record you get from the source, how can you say that the record is there in the destination or not? You need to look up that record whether the record is there in the destination or not, right? For checking, so there are two steps in this. The first thing, you need to check that whether the record is there or not. So what you are going to do a lookup. In the lookup, what I am going to do, just yesterday I have explained about the full cache, partial cache and this all things, right? So here I will be doing left outer join. Okay, remember here, whenever you want to see when I do this fail component, what happens? If the source record is not the destination, then it will be a cancelled, right? It will be failed. If I use the output, the redirect rows will also go into the, so if the record is not there, then it will be, we can redirect to the no match output. But what I am doing, I'll just use the ignore failure. So ignore failure, nothing but if the record is, it is like left outer join between the source table and the destination table, left outer join. So if the record is there in the destination, it will be null. If the record is not there, so if the record is there in the destination, you will be getting the destination column. If the record is not there, you will be getting that column as null. Okay, so everyone is clear with the ignore failure one?
Yeah, Bhaskar.
Yeah.
Bhaskar, if you record, start recording.
Yeah, I started. Let's see. Yeah, I've started the recording. Okay, so ignore failure. Next we will go to the connection. So in the connection, my destination table is not on this server, so I need to create one more server. So this is the server name where I got the destination table. Click OK. Now I need to create a table name. The table name is something like EMP destination. This is the table name, right? So now I'll go to the columns, and here you can see ID and name. So on what columns I need to do a lookup? I need to do lookup on the ID, right? I need to do a lookup on the ID. So this is the thing. And what I'll do, I'll get these both columns from the destination. After lookup is like similar to join only. It is some concepts of join. So this ID which I'll be getting from this lookup, I'll name it as id underscore lookup and shift name underscore lkp. Okay, that's it. Don't worry about the advanced and error output, just go click OK. Now that lookup you will be getting that. So just see that, just see when we use the ignore failure how the output is going to be, we'll check. So for doing that, so what I'll be doing, nothing to worry about this. I can use one row count, so it's a dummy thing. So before, no, don't worry about this. We are going to cover about the variables later on. Assume that this is one type of record, it is one type of destination for time being, because we want to see that records, right, what we are loading. I'll just make low my output. In this I'll mention that variable name which I created. Don't worry, we are going to see that variable and everything. Just assume that this record count is also one type of destination. So here I'll create a enable data viewer, and now what I am going to do, I'm just going to run the package. Now you are going to see when I use the ignore failure, what happens. If that id, see, none of the id is there in the destination, right? See, id lookup and id is name, none of the id is there in the destination. So the destination lookup, destination nothing but we will be getting the destination columns as lookup columns, right? We have renamed it as lookup. So you can see nowhere you can see that because when I click, it is sorting by order by like ascending and descending. Okay, so now here you can see when I do this, by default, since this id 101 is not there in the destination table, so it is getting as null value. Okay, if the id is there in the destination, then you will not be getting the null values, you will be getting the different concept. So if the id is there, then the id will be the data. You can see that id, right? So did you get my point? If that id is there, then you will be getting that id value from the destination. If the id is not there in the destination, you will get as null, right? Did you understand my concept?
Yeah, Bhaskar.
So everyone, right? Dhanalakshmi, Durga, Likita, Monica, Shilpa and Nikit, did you get my point?
Yes, that's it.
Yes,
Okay.
Bhaskar.
So now similarly, yeah, Nikit, you are not absent, you are absent, right? The same thing. Now you are going to see that condition split. So now what I am going to do in the condition split here, just look up match. See, whatever the output I will be getting when I use the ignore failure, you will be getting matched and unmatched records in the lookup matched output only. When I use the ignore failure there, that's it. So now in the condition split, I am going to give a condition. What is the condition? If id equal to lookup id. So I need to give double equal because we are assigning, we are not assigning, we are checking, right? So double equal. If id equal to this one, then I'll name the case statement as matched, right? Because if the id is there, then the lookup also will be getting that id. If the id is not there, then the lookup id will be null. It means that it is not matching, right? So that's it. If the id is equal to means not matched, else means not equal. Then what I will be doing, it is a not match default output. So even though whatever, if the record doesn't satisfy the condition, then automatically the records will going into the not matched. Okay. So the first thing what we are going to do, we are going to take one OLEDB destination. Okay, OLEDB destination, and we'll insert the records which are not matched, right? I'll just connect it here. When I click, it will show all the outputs. So matched, not matched. So not matched should be inserted. Click OK. Okay. Then I'll go to here. I'll rename the task here. So it is a DEST. It is a EMP destination underscore DEST. So I'll just click on this, and this is there on this database, Badam's test, right? So it is there on Badam's server and test database. So here we'll have somewhere called EMP destination. Yeah, EMP destination, that's it. View existing data, because there will be no data. Close. Mappings, done. You are done with that, right? This is for the insert, not match. If the record is not there, match. Is there any scenario where we can write if the record is there? Then what we need to do? We need to write update command. So like if the record is there, then we need to update. Update, table name is EMP destination, right? Table name is EMP destination. Set, because we are having only name, right? Set name equal to something. I'll say what we will be using there. Where id equal to, this is the thing you are going to update it, right? If the record is there. So in order to write that update command, some other commands, then you are going to use a transformation called OLEDB command. You are going to use the transformations OLEDB commands. So here in the OLEDB commands, when I connect, because there are only two outputs from the condition split, one is a not match, another is a matched, right? By default when I connect, so it will be the matched. So in the matched, what I'll do, I'll just click on this. First thing, I need to give the connection manager. So the destination table is on the baddams.test. So I have given. After this, go to the component properties. In the component property, so in the connection manager, you will be selecting which database as the destination table. So I will select it. Go to the component properties. Come down. Here you will have one SQL command. Click on the SQL command. Whatever the command you used here, update EMP destination, right? So what you are going to give, instead of passing that value, you will just give the question mark. Instead of passing that ID equal to 1 and name, so just give the question mark. So I have given 2 question marks here. Okay, I have given 2 question marks. Just paste that question mark. Okay, done. So when I go to the column mapping, parameter 0, parameter 1. The first question mark which you had given, it is a parameter 0. The second question mark which you have given, it is a parameter 1. By default, it will take the order. So parameter, which name we need to update. So that is nothing but the name. We are going to do with the name, right? So just drag and drop. And based on where condition ID, we are going to take that source ID as a reference, right? That's it. So where name equal to source name, we are updating that question mark. Where destination name equal to, this is a destination table name, equal to source name, and destination name ID equal to source ID, right? Source ID is nothing but the columns which are not having lookup. These are the source column, right? See, that's it. Parameter 0 is the name, parameter 1 is the ID. Click OK. You got that OLEDB command. Now let's see. Since none of the record, we are getting 2 records from the source. So none of the record in the destination. So automatically the 2 records will be going into the not matched output. Oh, actually there is some conditions. We will see that progress. What is that? Yeah, evaluated to null, because we are matching with the null values, right? So because of that, it is showing the value. Like since we are matching the null values between them, we are equating the normal value with the null value, because this lookup ID is a null value, right? So because of that, it is showing an error. Simply we can say one thing. Instead of equating, we can say is null. If lookup, because when the record is not there here in the destination, so it will automatically the ID will be null, right? So we will making that if ID is null, then it is a sorry, I'll make this one as a unmatched, not match. Okay, and this one I'll make it as match, L match. If the ID is null, that means that ID is not there, so it is a not match. If the ID is there, then it is a match, right? So apart from this, if it is not null, means definitely there is a matching record. So by default it will go into the match. Click OK, done. So now it will be okay, because already we have given the conditions here, so it will be okay. Now you run this. Like scenario, once you run, then you will be getting a lot, you will be learning a lot of things. See now, because oh yeah, sorry, that got changed. I'll just go it here, delete. I need to do one more thing. So it is a not match means not there, right? So not match, I need to connect to this. Done. Not match, because we changed, so dynamically it got changed. So matched means we need to insert into the OLEDB command. See, that's it. Okay. Now just I'll click it again. Now you can see, because the 2 records are not matched, see, means that they are not there. So automatically the records will be inserted into the table. Stop it, because now what happens? Whatever the records we got in the source table, select star from the destination. So I'll make this as this one as source. I'll keep this one right side, so it will be good. Okay, this is a source table. Select star from SRC, EMP SRC, and star, right? So this is my destination table. So in the destination table, now I got whatever the records I got in the source, the 2 records are there. So now if I run the package again, so what happens? Since the two records are already there, the two records I need to send them to update, not to the insert. So the two records should come to this update one, matched, right? It should not go to the insert one. Let's see again. I am running the package. Let's see where the two records will go. See, instead of coming the two records in the not match, you can see two rows. So the two rows came into the match. Okay, this is a way that you are going to do. So for testing purpose, so always one thing you need to remember is that whenever you develop something, you need to test that. Always you need to test them. Okay, so EMP source, right click on this. I'll just edit top 200 rows. So I'll insert one record 103 and I'll name it as something C, and I'll update record this as AA. I update the record AA. Okay, done. 102B and 103C, done. Okay, AA, done. So now what happens if I run this? So you should get one record as inserted and one record is updated. So the inserted record will be, I'm using enable data viewer. You should get 103. Then the updated data viewer is a updated record will be 1, right? Just execute now after creating a data viewer. Then you can capture that records here. You can see it here. See, this is a matched data. See, 101, 102. Both are matched, so that both will be updated. Even though B is not changed, but still you can do many other. You can write a complex thing in the condition split where this B should not, because this B is not changed, right? So then why there is a need for you to again update it? If there is a change, then you can update it, right? So I will be showing that one now. Even though it is not changed, but still it is showing into the matched record and both records will be updated even though B is not changed, right? Okay. So that is the scenario, and close this. This is a matched one. C in the unmatched, not matched. 3 is not, C is, this is not, this is a new record, right? So it will be inserted. So you can see it went to the not matched output. I'm just closing them. See, one record into here and one record, two records into this here. So when I execute this, I'll be getting the destination. So I'll see the source. In the source we are having 3 records. The same thing is there in the destination. Okay. Now see, even though I didn't change any record in the source, I didn't change any record. But if I run this again, what happens? I didn't change even the name. I didn't change the name, but still you can see that name will be again. It will be sent to the matched record. Even though it didn't change, but still it will update again. It is going to update again. My scenario is that if the name is not different, if the name is not, if the name is same, then I don't want to update that. If the name is different, then only I want to send to this matched records to update. If the name is different, then only. If the source name and the destination name is not same, then I will be sending it. If that is same, then I don't want to change. Then what I will be doing? Condition split. So this is a not matched record. If it is null, then it will go into the lookup. So here I'll make one more thing called match. Okay, like not equal, or I'll just name it as equal. Equal means the names are equal. So for that purpose, what I'll do? This name equal to this name, and at the same time that ID should also be equal, right? This ID, oh sorry, I'll just do it, delete, because I'm mapping that this name and this name is equal. At the same time, this ID is equal to this ID. That's it. So I think and the condition is different.
No, ID is equal to lookup ID, right, Bhaskar?
Oh sorry, it's a ID lookup. Yeah. So now because previously I did here and, right? So it's in a SQL Server we use where and, right, in the condition, but here you are not going to use this and. You are just going to give ampersand symbol. Okay. See, means if the records are equal to this way, then I'll name it as equal. Now I'll make one more scenario not equal. So I'll create. So if ID is null, then I'll make this output as insert. Okay. If name and ID is equal, then I will make it as equal, not equal. Okay. Equal, and I want to update it. So output, so this is the default one, just make it as default. So these are the three things. So for this purpose what I will do, I will just copy the same scenario. So the things which where the name is not equal, there I want to make it, right. So I don't know whether the not equal symbol is this one, just check it, that one, yeah, okay, working. So if the name and ID is equal but name is not equal, then I want to send the output, only that record should update. If the name is equal and ID is equal in the destination and the source, then I don't want to do that, that's it, done. So now we will be, so everyone got this one, we have changed this. If ID is null means that is nothing, if the lookup ID is null, it means that the record is not there. So I am making the output as insert. If the destination, if the record is there, that is ID equal to lookup and name is equal to lookup name, then I will do into the equal, right, means that is equal. So I don't want to update these records where the name is equal to, source name is equal to a destination name, at the same time where this name is equal to this name, like where not equal to update or not equal to something, okay. So if the name is not equal to name but the ID is equal to ID, lookup source ID is equal to destination ID but the source name is not equal to destination name, then I want to update the records, okay. So what I will do, I will delete this, because you need to remember that whenever you change that properties in the condition split, now you are going to connect them. So I want to insert the records where I got the output as insert, right, click OK. And here I want to update the records where the output as update one, not equal update, then I want to update only that records. Now run this package. Now I will just enable data viewer and I will just click enable data viewer. Now see, when I run this, see, even though previously when I see all the three records you got here into the update, now see, since none of the record is changed, you didn't get that record into update, only you got three records to the condition split, see here 3 rows, but you can't see any rows here and you can't see any rows here because the records are not updated, okay. Now see what I will do, I will just go to the EMP source, right click, edit 200 rows. Now I will update one record, I will update AAA to A, okay, 101 record and close it. So I have updated only one record. Now that one record will be getting into this update one, see, I will do one link, I will do update and I will insert one record, okay. I will update and I will insert, because we got right, we updated 101, so I will insert one more record called 104 and I will name it as D. Now you can see when I close this and now when I run the package, now you can see that. Just stop this, see, the 101 I updated, right. So even though 101 we got 102, 103, even though 102, 103 is there in the destination, but you are not getting, you are getting only the record where, see, destination column is A and the source column is AAA. So this is not matching. So only this data you are getting. You are not getting 102, 103 as we got in the previous scenario, right. See, this is the inserted, so you are getting this one into the insert one. This is not equal and you need to update that, right. This is the output that we created in the condition split. So you got the same thing here. One record as output and one record as update, one record as insert. See, you can see now one row and this will be the one row. Are you clear with this one? See, even though you got 4 rows, but one row is the insert and one row is the update. Other two are not changed, so you will not be getting that records. Are you okay with this?
Yes, Bharati.
Like,
Yes, Bhaskar.
so like you will be using this concept anytime. Sometimes you may use, sometimes you may not use. Sometimes what they want, they don't want this condition to check. Just if the record is there, just you need to update them. Okay, this is a scenario. Now the same thing, the same concept you can implement by using a slowly changing dimensions. The same scenario I will be showing you by implementing the slowly changing dimension. Okay, so what we did here, you did the lookup, you did the condition split, based on the condition you created OLEDB command also here, everything you did, right. But let's see the concept called slowly changing dimension. Just I will disable this. Now I will drag one more data flow task. This to the same table we will be seeing. I will run a SCD, slowly changing dimension. There is one transformation called slowly changing dimension. I will show you that. So click on this. So now after clicking, I will just take the OLEDB source. Slowly changing dimension is much simpler to this. So click on this. Okay. Now see here, the source table will be from this table, right. Okay, and the table name is EMP source, done. When I preview the data, I can see 4 records, done. See the columns, okay, done. Now see, just use one transformation called slowly changing dimensions. That's it. Now connect this output to the slowly changing dimensions. Click on this. Now what happens? Which table you want to do the destination table? You need to give the destination table. So my destination table in Baddam's test, right? So I'll just click here. It is the employee destination. Click it. That's it. So here, which column I need to, on which column I need to join the source and destination table in the lookup? We joined an ID, right? This is a business key. Then that's it. And we got the name. Go to the next. So here you need to give the column name. So the name. So nothing but name is the changing. You will be having different attributes. Changing attribute, historical attribute. So like see in the slowly changing dimension, we are capturing the old record also. If you want to do the historical, then you can give the historical attribute. But now we are just, it is a changing attribute. So name, it is changed, then I want to update, right? So there is some fixed attribute. Like let's say instead of name, I may have one more. So I'll just give it because I don't have that example here. But I will show you an example now here. Let's say, where is my pen? So let's say I am getting the data from the company. I am getting the data from the company ID, company name, and I am getting a total sales, and I got one more column called year. Company ID, or else what I will do, not this one. I will show you another thing like. Let's say you got a company. The company you are doing many transactions, so that there is a column called transaction ID. Okay, so there is a column called transaction ID, and the table name is something like transaction. So the transaction is a primary key, and apart from this, they are the transaction date, and the transaction amount. So the thing is that now here, so whenever you do the transaction, automatically date is created here, and based on that you may update the transaction after 2 days, you may update the transaction later on. So let's say the 100 amount is 100, and after 2 days you will update it to 200, done. But you are not going to change this transaction date. So when you want to update these tables in the destination, let's say the destination table is also having the same thing. So here I'm just writing shortcut transaction ID, transaction date, and transaction amount. This is a source, and this is a destination table. So the transaction ID will be the business key, and this transaction date, since it will not be changed, right? So it will be the fixed attribute, and transaction amount may change in future. So it is like changing attribute. Okay. And if you want to capture that as a historical, then you can give it as historical attribute, as we discussed in the slowly changing dimension, right? So now see here the same way. Go here, since amount is a changing attribute, so I'll just select the amount because I don't have anything for the fixed attribute. Just I am giving the changing attribute. Done. Click next. When I click next, see here one more thing. Just don't give change all the matching records, including outdated records, when change are directed in the changing attribute. Don't worry, just leave it. Now when I click, see there is nothing here apart from the slowly changing animation. I am not having anything. Then just click next. Here enable inferred member support, just don't give that, it's a different thing. Now because it's a complex, just high level I am explaining, right? Just don't give that. Next I'll get the finished. When I click the finished, automatically see, automatically I got the destination, I got the OLED beacon. Just by using slowly change, there is no lookup I did like in the previous one. What we did the lookup, we did the condition split. After that, if the records are there, then I am inserted. If the records are if the records are not there, then I have inserted. If the records are there, then I went to here, I have written the OLDB command, right? The same thing, and I have mapped here column mappings, right? Now here when I given this slowly changing dimensions, automatically by default it is going to create by default. See now, see in the destination, it will be inserting into the EMP destination directly the 2 columns. Now see in the updates, So before that we will see the old one which we have created in the load. See the OLEDB command. What is the command you are having here? Update EMP destination, set name equal to question mark, where ID equal to question mark, right? The same command is going to be created here in the slowly changing dimension. Click on the OLEDB, see destination, component properties, see update table, set name equal to question mark, where ID equal to question mark. See in the column mappings, parameter 0 and 1, parameter 0 will be name and parameter ID will be 1, and there is no lookup, right? So automatically system will do that now. Now if I run this package now, this slowly changing dimension one, because I have disabled the old one, so only this one will run when I execute. See, even though I get 4 records, I don't have any change record here, so it is not being set to here and none of the record is sent to here. Stop it here, just we'll go and change the records there. Employee source, right click, edit edit 200 rows. Now what I'll do, I'll change the record 102 to BB, and I'll insert one more record called 105, and I'll name the record as something E. That's it. Click OK, close. Now it will close. So now if I see the records here, employee source, this here record, so this is the destination records. So which are the records that changed? 102 is changed, right, because the name is not matching, and 105 is a new record. So let's see, 102 is a change and 105 is a new record. Just go here, I'll add data viewer here, I'll have it here, enable data viewer. That's it. Now when I run this, you can see the records here. Simple. See, 102 is a new output data, means it is a new record. See, 102 is a changed one because we changed that name, right? So it is a changed record, and 101, 105 is a new record. That's it. Now you can see one record will be sent to the update and one record will be sent to the insert. See, now when you see the output, this both the one, you can see the data here. See, automatically whatever the data you got in the source, it is saying. So instead of updating all the records, it is just updating the name where it is changed. So automatically the slowly changing dimension is going to take care of that, and it itself create this all the table like OLEDB source, OLEDB command, and insert destination. By default it will create itself. Okay, even see. So like the condition here, what we are doing in our old process, we are doing a lookup, we are doing a condition split. But in the new process, nothing we are doing, just by using the slowly changing dimensions. And in the old process also, you are writing you are connecting to the insert table and you are connecting to the OLEDB command. You need to write everything manually, but when you use a slowly changing dimension, just using this transformation, automatically everything will be done automatically. So are you clear with this one, slowly changing dimension and the lookup one? Like we have covered two things, OLEDB command and the slowly changing dimension. Are you okay with that? Hello, Likita, Durga, Dhanalakshmi, Maunika, Srinikit, and
Yes,
Nikit.
Bhaskar.
Shilpa,
Bhaskar. Yeah, Bhaskar.
Nikit. Hello. Hello.
Yeah, Bhaskar.
Yeah. Okay. So but there is one more disadvantages with them, because this, see, you are doing OLEDB command, you are giving where condition, right? So you in the OLEDB command you are giving where command where ID equal to 1. So it means that this updates will be done. So suppose let's say from the source, let's say this is my scenario. Let's say I got 10 million records from the source. Out of 10 million records, I got like 1 million records are inserts, and like 2 million records are updates. So the 2 million records, this OLEDB command will run by record 2 million times. So it's waste of time. Is there any scenario where you can do bulk upload? Yeah, you have seen like will be later on when we go to the incremental, I will say about that. There's different scenarios. So this OLEDB command is slow. Will it be useful only if you update like 200 or 300? That's it. When you go with higher amount of data and if you use a OLEDB command, because the record is going to do record by record, means it is a waste of time. So it needs to read 2 million times. So here in this scenario, if you want to update some millions of records, though this scenario will not work. It will be too slow. Remember this concept. Okay, it will be too slow because the OLEDB command is going to update record by record. You can see in the condition where id equal to, right? id equal to means only one id, equal to means it will be doing for only one, so that it will be doing record by record. So in this scenario, if you have the data where you want to where you will be getting some millions of records, then don't try to use this OLEDB and slowly change dimension. We will be having some other concept, and we will be working on that when we go to the incremental one. Okay, so this is a way that you are going to do. So we are good. I am just stopping the video.